Wow. Can everyone hear me? Yeah. How's everyone doing? Good? All right. So I'm here. I'm going to try to make this short and sweet for everyone so that you guys could go take a drink and have some fun. But before I do get started, I did want to give a shout out to the Injective team who's actually putting this together. I've been around this world, attending different conferences and attending different Injective events, and this is by far the best event here in Bangkok right now, and also throughout this whole entire year. So mad kudos to the Injective team, Mirza, Cooper, Vivian, Justin, you guys are all stellar superstars. So that being said, let me just kind of walk you guys through what we are up to here at Hydro. For those of you who don't know, Hydro, we are an LSD protocol that started off earlier this year, and we like to think that we're one of the OGs and one of the primary ecosystem partners that is building on Injective. So I have 4 really quick things I want to go through today. Again, they did cut my time short, so I'm going to kind of buzz through them. But I did want to talk to you guys about what our next objectives are, a new product that's coming out, and then I just want to share our roadmap with you guys so that you guys could get excited and pumped for the next few days. So this is just a reminder how we actually did get started. We started off as an LSD5 protocol. We started off as an infrastructure protocol that really had this vision of bringing LSDs and really optimizing and amplifying this ecosystem. And like many of the speakers that spoke today, when they look at the Injective team or the Injective network, it is a team that delivers. It is a team that is really kind of doing like cutting edge stuff. So this is where we want to build, and this is why we did choose Injective to build on. Now, for those of us who don't know, we've been around since earlier this year, like I said, and we did start off as an LSD, but we are here to bring to you guys RWA collaborations, and we also ended up delivering RYAs, which is our in-house product for real yielding assets. And so all these products are still in development, but they are still getting a lot of traction. Now, the next thing I did want to talk to you guys about was this clicker is like the one thing that has not been working. Okay, so what is the next new wave for us? So again, our first phase was about delivering the LSDs and was about delivering RYAs. Now, our next phase is where we're actually coming up with new products and new features that is really going to amplify this ecosystem. There are 3 things. If there's nothing that you guys get out of my presentation today, there are 3 things I want you guys to take away from. And I call them the 3 X's. It's the expansion of HI&J utility, the explosive TVL growth, and the extensive liquidity that we want to be bringing on chain. So everything that we do from now on will be focused on these 3 things, one of these 3 things, or a combination of these things as well. Now, to get into a bit more specifics, what do we mean by utility for HI&J? Right now, you could mint your HI&J and then you could post them up as collateral across the ecosystem. We're going to be providing a lot more different ways for you guys to actually do that. And therefore, we have a new product that I'll be going into a bit more detail later on called Loop Stake that will be actually launching in almost imminently now, right? And this is where you could actually stake and really grow out the TVL, bring extra uses to HI&J as well. The second thing is we are here to bring a new feature and a new product called synthetic lending. Synthetic lending is going to be a very sophisticated money market within the ecosystem that's going to really amplify and, again, grow out that TVL, deepen our liquidity, and bring a use case for HI&J as well. All right, so let's talk TVL. As you know, TVL is the most important thing for a particular protocol, and currently right now, the last time I checked, which was this morning, our TVL, we're sitting around $80 million, which actually puts us to be the primary and the largest TVL on the Injective ecosystem. But we're not satisfied with that. We want to go deeper, and with Hydro Next Wave, we're going to make that deeper and go and just super amplify. So what we mean by that is, again, I want to bring this idea of loop stake that I'll be going back to again. Loop stake is going to At a very high level, again, I'll go into a bit more details, but loop stake is going to be, it's just really going to be growing out this TVL. It's not going to actually be just growing it out. I want to think about it from an exponential kind of perspective, exponential dimensions. And so once you actually loop stake, one INJ could actually end up becoming a lot larger later on. And obviously, this new wave doesn't mean that we're actually replacing something. We're actually just continuing things. So we are still going to be focusing on RWAs, and we are also going to be focusing on LSD-Fi as we continue to grow this TVL. And lastly, our next most important thing is liquidity. And I don't know if you guys know the tagline, but liquidity, baby, liquidity. So liquidity is one of the big challenges within the crypto, but we want to deepen that, and we want to make sure that everyone has that liquidity security for us to become a very sophisticated market later on. Therefore, we've actually done spot grid trading. So if you guys go on Helix right now, we run a spot grid trading bot on our pairs, and these things and these features will actually continue to grow as we do continue on with our liquidity narrative as well. Next, obviously we're speaking with different partners across the ecosystem to further deepen our liquidity and bring more use cases for our HINJ as well as our Hydro token. And lastly, we are, I believe, the only Injective partner token right now that is actually listed on a main central exchange. These conversations are continuing, and we are looking to actually looking to have further and more productive discussions with central exchanges that will help us with our liquidity ambitions as well. And third-party collaborations, like I said, this is probably my primary reason as to why I'm here. I would love to speak with all of you guys. If you guys were here in the morning, you would have heard Nick from Agora speaking, and Eric, who also emphasized on further and deeper partnerships. These are all the different partners that we're actually looking to, and we've had very productive conversations with. So if you guys have a vision to really amplify and grow out the Injective ecosystem, please come and talk to us, and we'll be happy to do that as well. So whether you're a stablecoin issuer, like I said, or an LP or central exchanges, anything that will help with one or all of the three X's that I mentioned, our pillars, HINJ utility, liquidity, and TVL, these conversations are the type of conversations that we really want to have with our community members as well. Okay, so to wrap up, like I said, if there are only three things I want you to take away from our presentation today, is that we are laser focused on bringing HINJ utility, bringing TVL growth, and deepening our liquidity. And in order to do that, what we've done is, these are very high-level abstract concepts. So what we want you to take away with is hard products that you could actually really see this kind of take place. So evolve. So again, we are going to be releasing a loop stake product, followed by synthetic and stablecoin management. Synthetic lending and stablecoin management. These three products are going to be focused on, if not one, all of those three pillars that I've mentioned before. And so what we have coming up is our loop stake. Now, I was supposed to do a demo here, but a demo would not be time appropriate at the moment right now. So I'll just give it to you at a high level. You could expect to see the loop stake product come out, I want to say, very, very imminently. Okay, I can't give you a timeline, but I'm looking at early next week launch for our loop stake. Now, what does the loop stake really do? If you guys are familiar, we have something called flywheels or loop stake that's commonly used across the ecosystem. And what that really does is it allows you to keep your INJ or you stake your INJ. You guys are already stakers, right? So we know that there's a lot of INJ that is currently staked. What this really does is it helps you maintain the price and helps you maintain the integrity of the INJ token, but it just supercharges your APR. And the way that we do that is actually going to be by you taking your if you were to use our vault It's going to be INJ. It's going to be minted to HINJ, posted up as collateral. You're going to be borrowing against it, and then you repeat that process up to, well, let's say hypothetically 5 times. Now, what this does is, again, it keeps the integrity of your INJ exposure, but it supercharges your APR. So we're going to be launching this, like I said, early next week. And what that really does is we're going to be putting a small cap on it initially to make sure that it's stable. But after that, it's going to we're going to be opening it up. So if you guys have your INJ lying around, or if you want to see your INJ supercharged, then we welcome you to keep an eye on our Twitter space and also an eye on our product delivery, which will allow you to get amplified APR out of that as well. And so that's what I mean by, there is minimal risk on liquidations, and for you to do that, you could also instantly kind of redeem back your exposure as well. So how it will look like is it will be a vault that you subscribe to, and this vault will automate that loop stake for you, and then you will be able to get your supercharged APR and your supercharged exposure within that particular within that particular product. So again, I don't want anyone to kind of think, oh, this is just another product, but this is a really exponential product where again, you hold on to one thing by not compromising the value of your INJ, but it really does kind of supercharge your APR as well. Again, I would have loved to kind of walk you through an actual demo and do it, but as of right now, that probably isn't time appropriate. But I see why everyone had a challenge with this clicker. So that is where we are. Like I said, if you guys do have your INJ lying around, then please do consider, opting into our product. And you guys should just kind of be really excited about what's going on in the next few next months within the Injective ecosystem. So just give us a shout. Keep your eye out for lending. Keep your eye out for our new products that are coming out. And I will then head back this clicker over to my next partner. But thanks very much, guys. Thank you.